Pittsburgh Pirates, well, I guess 1994. And a lot of things that Greg Brown and I, Marky, Billson, host of Tri-City Sports Now, have in common. We lived in central Pennsylvania for a while. We grew up as Pirates fans. We went to Point Park College, this sort of thing. But now, and for that matter, we both called professional baseball play-by-play. Greg's just a little bit, major leagues. It's a little bit bigger than the Appalachian League. But with the Braves and Pirates playing now, I wanted to call up my old friend on the team, or what team I think that is the team to beat in the National League East, and that's the Braves. Greg Brown, it's nice for you to join us here today. I know you're got a limited window of your schedule, but yeah, I mean, you've called these two games of the Pirates Braves series. The Braves have, from what you've seen these last 2 days, would you call the Braves the team to beat now?
That the reason being the offense just is stuck in, not even to a degree, reverse, not just neutral. Somebody just turned off the spigot. It was just dynamic for about a 3-week stretch, and then a game in San Francisco, they scored 10 runs. They went to Minnesota for a 2-game series, and it started to slow down, and they came home and they were shut out back-to-back games, 1-0 to the Chicago Cubs. The pitching's been outstanding for the Pirates, but the offense is just non-existent. And it's hard to, that's the age-old question: is it the faulty offense, or is it the outstanding pitching on the other side? I mean, we threw strikes with his fastball, had conviction, and believed in his stuff, and the bullpen, which we were told was leaking oil for the Braves, did a great job. Last night, the game was pretty much over by the 9th inning, so it's really tough to say. They're a good club. Pirates played the Phillies earlier in the year, and they beat up on the Pirates. It's just really maybe because we're in the midst of playing the Braves, and we haven't played the Phillies in a while, and if memory serves, they're a good club, but maybe not as young and dynamic as the Braves.
Well, the Phillies staff is kind of coming to its own. 4 of their starters are, I think, 26 or 25, and then there's Jake Arrieta, who's no slouch in his own right. But I think that the Phils also they're just. I think they got a 235 average last I looked as a team. It's 29th in the league, and the Braves a little bit younger. Let me look at Bryce Wilson, who, did throw 5 shutout innings against the Pirates, only allowed 3 hits, and is only 20 years old. So, you're starting to wonder, I mean, right now with the Braves staff, could this be the 90s repeated? I do want to ask you one question here, Greg Brown, though, from a local standpoint. Who right now, I mean, we saw the Washington Nationals divested themselves of 2 of their starters, Adams and Murphy, yesterday, and really are sort of throwing up the white flag. But it looked like the Pirates wanted to go for a wild card spot when they traded a lot of prospects for Chris Archer. One of those prospects was Shane Baz, who spent a lot of time leading the Appalachian League in strikeouts. Was there a feeling that the Bucs may have given up too much for Chris Archer?
Well, like any trade, you really won't know until maybe the careers are complete. Certainly the Archer career. The reason the Pirates did it was because he's not a rental. They kind of went out of their comfort zone by dealing those prospects you mentioned, but they wouldn't have done it had Archer not been under team control for 3 more years after this. That's the whole deal. More years, so they get 2 outstanding. The hope was that it might. They were playing really well when they made the trades. They have not been playing well since. The hope was that it might put them over the top. At least it might keep them in the hunt through next month, the end of September. But even if it didn't, it bodes well for the Pirates' future. And that age-old cliche that you have to give up something to get something, time will only tell. Boss is certainly a prospect, but down the road, and especially in the Pirate system. You know this, Mark,
Yeah.
as well as anybody. The Pirates are just so conservative. They would never have called up the kid the other day you mentioned, Bryce Wilson. I mean, he started A-ball this year. The Pirates would never do that. So with Boss being down in the Appalachian League, he's not going to see the light of day for the Pittsburgh Pirates for years. Now, it might be different in the Tampa Bay system. They might push him quicker, but so for my money, it was worth the roll of the dice, if you want to call it.
Hard break coming up here in about 40 seconds. So I'm going to have to hold it right here before we go to commercial. But I want to thank you for joining us here. And that's good to know, because I knew that Archer had a year left on his contract, but I wasn't quite aware that the Pirates would control his services for 4 more years. That does kind of change the aspect of that deal. By the way, Shane Baz last outing, in his first outing for Princeton and the Rays, only lasted 3 innings and got beat by the Johnson City Cardinals. And don't the Vols after this, unless you can stay on.